And whatever happens in the world, if America sneezes, Australia catches cold, if President Donald Trump makes some interesting decisions about whatever, it can affect global financial markets. And Dominic, this situation with Israel and Iran at the minute has created absolute turmoil overnight. Am I correct? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Darren. Well, I wouldn't say turmoil, but this is the US markets fell as this 40-year war in the making. This is not something that sort of just happened overnight. There's been tensions for decades, and it's finally begun in earnest. I mean, as you've read in the press, Israel claims that Iran has got the capability of launching nuclear weapons in a matter of weeks, and it had no choice but to strike at those nuclear facilities before they were able to launch against them. And Iran claims, of course, its nuclear program is solely for peaceful purposes and that it's party to the UN's nuclear non-proliferation treaty. I'll let listeners decide who they think's telling the truth. But in any event, investors should be alert, however, not panic.
Right.
As most well-diversified portfolios will cope with the likely volatility over the medium to long term. However, expect some big dips. In fact, our online portfolios recently took some profits and we got a bit of cash in the bank, and we're waiting for opportunities to buy quality assets at depressed prices in the coming weeks. So it's not all bad if you have a plan. Now to the numbers. You were talking about what happened overnight. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1.8%, or 770 points, to 42,198, and the Nasdaq dropped 1.13%, and that was the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq fell 1.3%. Across the Atlantic, London's FTSE fell 0.39%, with the French, German, and Italian bourses all over 1% lower. Gold put on 1.4%. to $3,452.80 US an ounce, whilst West Texas Intermediate soared over 7%, back over $72, in actual fact nearly $73 US a barrel. And the $A is lower against the greenback, is currently buying 64.87 US cents, with the ASX 200 SPY 20 points lower, pointing to a slightly lower opening to our market on Monday, following Friday's effort where we dropped 0.21% to end the session at 8,547.
Gotcha. Hey, Dominic, if you've got your money and you're coming up to retirement and you've got your money in a super fund, do you put it all in the super fund, or do you play with the shares a bit if you're interested in that type of thing? Do you have a crack at other stuff yourself, or are you allowed to do that, or do you have to have it in a fund, or what's the story?
Well, it's really buyer's choice. It's your discretion to do what you like. It's your money. You could put it on black at Crown Casino and then go and get the age pension. It's all up to you. But generally speaking, most common sense approach utilises the tax savings of superannuation to have the bulk of your money in the super fund.
Yep.
Now, within that super fund, you can play a little bit with shares or do whatever you want to do, buy a little bit of Bitcoin, but don't buy too much. Have a bit of a punt. I've got, you and I, we won't mention the stock, but you and I have had a bit of fun with the stock that I've been following, the penny dreadful. And, if that goes to $1, we'll be in the Bahamas, Darren. But it's at 10 cents at the moment.
That's right.
You can have, $5,000 or $500 of a play there. Now, that can be inside super or outside super.
Yeah.
Preferably it should be inside super if you're over 60.
Fair call. We got a call from Alan. Good morning.
Alan, how can I...
Good morning to you guys. How are we?
Yeah, good, Al.
Good.
I've just retired a week ago, and I've got a little bit of money sitting in the bank, and I want to know what should I do, and what should I do, basically.
Okay, Alan, how old are you?
68.
Ooh,
68, okay.
Right.
How much do you have in super?
Not enough, 400.
Okay, how much do you have in the bank?
1.8. 1.8.
You've got 1.8 in the bank.
Million.
Yeah.
Strike.
Alan, give yourself a kick in the pants. Congratulations on getting that much money. But you should have 1.8 million in super and 400 in the bank.
Yeah, I'm a little bit dyslexic.
But you can actually get a lot of that money into super through a whole host of different strategies over before age 75. So you haven't blown yourself up, metaphorically speaking. You've got plenty of time to plan to get the money from the taxable environment, which is, your bank account, to the non-taxable environment, which is the super fund. The only question is, do you need that money to buy a house or to buy a holiday home or something that you really have to do for your lifestyle?
No, I own my house.
Well, then, Alan, you leave your details off here and I'll tell you what to do, because you've done it. Look, you've kicked a Peter McKenna goal or taken an Alex Jezelenko specky, but the lights are out. We can't see it. Put some light on your situation.
Interest alone on 1.8, Alan, would be earning a nice sort of cash bundle there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I'm paying tax on it. I don't want to pay the government anymore. I paid my dues during the course of my employment.
That's why you want it in super, isn't that right, Dominic?
Absolutely. But look, let's do it properly. You haven't kicked yourself, out of bounds on the forward. You've kicked a straight, beautiful Mark Richardson.
Richo. Wayne Richardson.
Richo goal.
Oh, that's Richo.
Wayne Richardson pass. I'm showing my age here.
Max Richardson.
Someone, a Cozzy Pickett goal you've just kicked.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all I was going to say is that you've got time. So you're only 68. We've got a number of years until you're 75. So we can transfer this from the taxable environment in a planned, professional manner to the non-taxable environment. And can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Because you've got cash in the bank, there's going to be buying opportunities. It doesn't matter where you have it in the taxable or non-taxable environment in the next little while. So everybody who's cashed up like Alan, rub your hands. I know you shouldn't be taking advantage of wars, but we didn't start it. We've got nothing to do with it. And if you can make a buck out of the volatility, it's quite valuable for your future.
Hey, Alan, how's retirement going on day 5?
I'm still getting my head around it, to be honest.
All right. What did you do before you retired?
I ran my own business for about 15 years. Then I spent the last 20 running a Toyota dealership.
Good on you, Alan. Well, you enjoy retirement, and hold the line. We'll get your details at 5 to 10. Quick one from Kerry. Good morning.
Good morning. I live in a retirement village, and I was wondering if there's a product out there that we can use like a reverse mortgage, as we only have leases.
Ah, I see. What do you reckon, Dominic?
No, you can't take a lease out on a loan out on a leasehold. No, but you can. There are some, if you're on the age pension, you may be able to obtain a reverse mortgage from Centrelink. So perhaps try that, Jackie. It's not a huge amount, but it's quite a good deal. And I'd go to Centrelink and have a look at their options.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. You enjoying retirement village living, Kerry?
Absolutely love it.
Good for you. Take care. Stay warm. What's the temperature? Yeah, only around about... Have we reached double figures yet? No, close to it. We're 9.1 degrees at the moment, Dominic. You enjoy the weekend, my friend. collinshouse.com for you. And we'll talk in a couple of weeks.
Look forward to it, Darren, and you have a safe holiday.
Good on you. Dominic Alafaci, as we approach 10 o'clock.